man. And at that time, I wasn't, really doing nothing. So he was just like, man, you should start the podcast, man. Just go ahead and do it. And he was doing it. He was talking about things like Donald Trump and, little stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go there, but, I know definitely I want to talk about wrestling, and everything. So, like I was saying, my sister, just got the awesome news. She was getting her own place and moving out. So she was thrilled. She was just like, Dre, I just don't, I don't want to leave you, but I feel a little sad. And I'm like, I feel sad too. But, hey, God got a way of working things out and planning things out, as is in life, man. And, when she got the call and she was just like, yo, I'm moving. And I was just like, wow. So, and, I just had so many heads around, so many people, in one house. And man, I like I said, man, when everything sort of after that and internet left, everything was just a breath of fresh air, I wanted my little brother, in the docuseries and the documentary. But, things, didn't line up, but he's doing awesome. And how everybody is just doing so great. My oldest sister got her driving license, and how my other sister just got a new job. And, it's just, man, it's everything. And my little brother is doing the whole 360, man. My sister took a picture with him, and man, I'm like, who is that? Like, why he looks so familiar? Like, who is that? And man, I had to look so good. I was like, yo, that's my little brother. That's Delonte. Hey, man, he look good for himself, man. He doing good. And, he in the program trying to get himself a place, and he got a job, man. And just, I just, things work itself out when it work out. And like I said, we, in this day and age, we all want, now, and it's not now. We all have our time and, to shine and our moment, here in life. And like I said, man, when, he gave me the laptop, and not only gave me the laptop, I start, looking around like, all right, podcast, well, like a podcast, and, podcast just blew up. I didn't know nothing about traditional podcasts, how to do it. I just, I'm gonna go straight to YouTube. Everybody got YouTube on their phone, man. I could just go, do it like that. And Zoe was just like, man, yo, man, hey, do it, do it, because you know what you want to do. And when I was little, man, I remember times where, I was in the room, and I would have my own little radio show, sort of, or top 10 show, where I would play a top 10 music, sort of like a 106 in Park, and I'd do it for a whole hour, and I sang the songs too, didn't record it or nothing like that. So obviously we would have even more great footage here for the documentary. And not only that, man, my old computer got messed up, and I was I had a wrestling show called Superpower Wrestling, where even my sister remember, where Friday, Saturday nights I be a 3-hour block of wrestling, maybe 3.5 hour, and I'll just I have a bunch of DVDs. This is before the network came out, man. I was collecting DVDs, man, and I was in love with it, and I was just always wanted to go back to experience the glory days or whatever. But I was like, I was the booker. I made the show, and I recorded it and did everything. I tried to upload it back in 2011, I think, to Twitter, man, but it didn't, it wasn't the time. It wasn't that time. But I started thinking to that, and also thinking back to the time where I was able to go to school at CCDC, learning about being public speaking. I'm still getting there. I've been doing this for a year and a half, but when I had a guest on my podcast, on the 1130 podcast, named Laquan Johnson, shout out to him, and he was just talking about public speaking, and just being comfortable with yourself and what to do. And when he said, because this is what I did, I remember in a class, before class, and I know I had to do an assignment. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm nervous out the ass, man. I'm so nervous. And I had to go up there, and before, in front of the whole class. But I decided to do mine last. And I wanted to do mine last because I'm nervous. I'm not about to go up there. Even if I go up there first, I already get it out the way, so I ain't got to worry about nothing. But, man, I was nervous. I was nervous as I don't know what, man. And, man, I went in that classroom every day. It was Monday and Wednesday. Went in there. before the class and just practice. Made sure nobody would peeping at the window and just kept going, man. And just, kept doing it and kept doing it until I got better, man. So it was, from times like that and times, previous when I went to Art Institute of Washington, just learning, certain things with sound and, production, man. I just say, you know what, bro? Like, all of that just started running through my mind, and I was like, you know what, I got this. I got this, because God will show you little signs in your life where you was like, okay, change is about to come in. And I always said it a million times, like, a lot of people don't, like change, and it's cool, but with me and having a disability and stuff like that, my whole life is about change. My whole life is about changing. It's about adapting. It's about, moving forward, figuring out how I'm going to do this or X, Y, Z. That's my whole life. Whether it's I get a new chair and, oh, this chair is a little higher than the other one, so I got to figure out how I'm going to get from point A to point B or X, Y, Z, So, man, I always, had to figure it out and adapt. But, yo, man, I was just like, yo, I'm gonna do this. God gave me signs, and I sat, in my living room, cause my sister come over, and my man Mike, my bro Mike, would be like, yo, man, you never been in the living room, cause my niece Pooh, she was always, in the living room watching TV. So, and man, I was just in the room doing my thing, So like I said, man, it's always certain points of times, when, we just, it's time, the switch just flick on, and it's time. It's just change. I don't know really how to explain it though, but yo, man, I just sat in the living room and just, thought about, okay, what's going to be my background, how I'm going to do it, what's my settings and stuff like that. And I wind up doing the very first episode, I believe it was December 16th, December 18th. This is my podcast. Okay. But yeah, I decided to do an episode then and put it out. And the crazy thing is, man, when I did the first episode, I didn't have enough data. Me doing this, how I'm doing it now with my podcast. I was blessed enough with my fiance to allow me to use her laptop. My cousin, coming, through, just connecting back and really haven't seen my cousin, like that all, but just, seeing what I'm gonna do. And I love that, when you see somebody doing something, great, and that, yo, man, you could change the game at it, man, and you doing it, man. Like, help out, reach out to them, man, whatever you need and stuff like that. I remember, when I was the last episode, when I had my mom, she was like, you need a new stand and everything, because how the stand was. So it's just, it's just the littlest things, man. It's really, it's just really about the littlest things, because I don't know. A year in now, I don't know how I would have, how the 1130 podcast would have came about, with just me doing the show just on my Android. So, man, yeah, Android phone. I don't have an iPhone. I'm like I said, I'm privileged enough for my cousin to, man, yo, I got this camera. You can use it probably better than I can use it. So, like, what's up? And man. Yeah, man, like, he came through, and I was just like, yo, all right, I'm about to turn this up to 1,000 though. But like I said, starting out with just using, doing my podcast with just my phone, man. Like, the first episode I did it, it was supposed to be longer than that, and I couldn't figure out how to get a lot of data or enough data. So, man, it was just, I had to break it up to 2 episodes and stuff like that. But there were times where my front camera cracked, so I had to turn the camera around to record, and was like, getting all into it, man. Just, yeah, this is the 1130 podcast, yeah, man, and go around to the other side and realize the camera is just, the phone was just completely off. I ran out of data. It stopped recording like 7-8 minutes ago. Like, everybody who podcasts, at least since I've been podcasting, I know and hear of, is 2 things, bro. Like, that everybody have trouble with or wind up doing every now and then. I made sure ever since I think I had the episode with Ashley from Audaciously. Ashley, shout out to Ashley. Always have your microphone in. Always have your microphone on, making sure it's working, because you don't want to do a whole episode and realize, God damn it, man, the mic ain't even on or nothing. Or make sure you hit record, like for real. You will be going the whole time, great conversation and everything. I done a bunch of people, and it's just me, like, you gotta hit record, like, but I don't know. It's just me. I think when I notice when the record button is on, I'm turned up, as some people would say. But yeah, man, like starting the podcast out, and it was fun because a lot of people were shocked, because I get myself into, like I said, I did rap for a little while. I want to do a little something with that, and that's it, in the future. But it was just, went to school, and like my sister said, just so just like to get into stuff, and that's me, so like I said, man, when I started the podcast, a lot of people was just like, okay.
Oh, when Deandre started this podcast, I was just overwhelmed and surprised. I was like, oh wow, what Deandre got himself into now, and he started going for it, and I was like, oh, look at my son. And I, got on Facebook, showing off my t-shirt, 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels. I'm like, I'm proud of my son. I tell everybody that I see that I know, hey, check my son out. Yeah, he on 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels. And I'm very proud of him, and I hope he continue to keep driving for his accomplish. And in this EB radio station that he's on at 11:30 on Wednesday, yeah, check my son out. Yeah, he's doing real good. I'm proud of him. I am truly proud of Deandre. I was like, okay, Dre, okay. And then I started saying, my man, interviewing everybody. I'm like, okay, Dre, you know, if it's making you happy, you keep doing it. Anything that's gonna push you to be a better person and to keep you striving to be your best, I'm all for it.
I was like, for real, bro, you gonna do that? He was like, yeah, you gonna watch it? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Wow, my little brother is actually sitting down with these people, talking to them, getting to know them, having conversations and stuff. Like, that's amazing. Like, that makes my heart smile, because you're doing so good, and you're doing big things in life, and that's good. And I want to say congratulate you on your success. Keep up the good work, bro.
So I went with it, man. And my brother, just gave me a lot of motivation, man. He just gave me a lot of motivation. It was just like, yo, you can do it, man. And he was just here like every day. And my like, I can't find the right word, but I was just so, my work ethic with the whole King City thing was just still continuing. And I'm like, man, what I'm gonna do? Like, it's 2019. I done, try to get a job after job, and it just seemed like they don't want to hire, a guy or whatever. So, what I'm gonna do? Like really, what I'm gonna do? Because I'm tired of just sitting here. So, he gave me some motivation, bro. Like, you can do it. Put your mind to it. Write some shit down. And you get a big brother. First time you be like, all right, bro. Like, all right. But down the line you be like, man, you was right. You was right. And I tell them that. And not only that, man, a lot of people got their opinions on Steve Harvey, but Steve Harvey, man, was really big, really big motivation and inspiration to me starting the podcast. Just seeing the certain things that he would talk about, far as of course everybody got their own life and what they've been through and stuff like that, and how Steve Harvey talked about how he was homeless, stayed in his car, and etc., and just talked about how when he was little, and how the teacher he wrote down on a piece of paper and said what he wanted to be when he grew up. He wanted to be on TV, and the teacher looked at him like he was crazy and embarrassed him in front of the class, and how every year until the day she passed away, he bought her a TV. Just writing things, down, manifesting it, believing it. When you wake up and you say, yo, man, this is gonna be a bad day. Yes, it's gonna be a bad day. When you wake up and say this is gonna be your day, it's gonna be your day. If you wake up and say this is my year, that is gonna be your year. You have not because you not because you ask not, and you have to be Pacific. When you're talking to God, God is here for you. He created all of us. And when I heard that, it was just like, man, like, you feel me? Like I said earlier, all I had was my mom, my sisters, my brothers, and, father figures, that was in my lifetime, but I didn't have, a dad to sit down and tell me, believe, and, if you do this, you can achieve it. Yeah, you had people at school and you had counselors, mentors, or aides or whatever, like, that would tell you that, but, it was just, when you're young, you don't really comprehend that at that time. So it was just like, yo, man, I had to take some time, and I just started, really just, okay, taking a step back and just seeing things, for really what it is, and I start, writing things down and having, a vision board and stuff like that, and praying God and asking God for certain things in my life, to remove certain people or certain things, and just to be great, and just everything is just start, moving forward and just working from there, and it just went on, regardless of people would be like, yo, man, I see you all the time, man, you post, man, you be doing your thing. I'd be like, hey, man, I know. And it's just like, bro, like, I don't have a job. A lot of people be busy. I don't, throughout my journey and doing this, now, I would get people who would hit me and message me, yo, man, I love the way you do your podcast, or I love the way you edit it. You mind, maybe editing it for me or making this for me or whatever like that. Whether it go nowhere or not, the fact that they reached out to me is everything. The fact that they watch the podcast after being on it. Now, you being on it is one thing, but when you watch it afterwards is another thing, and the feedback is everything. You feel me? Because I don't like I said, I don't have a job. Certain people do, and they get busy. They get held up. It's a lot of stuff you got to do. You have to set time to do the show. You got to make sure the kids are out the way when you edit it. So, make sure Wi-Fi is good when you have a guest on through Zoom or whatever like that. Or, a nice topic, So, man, like, I love it each and every week, and I just keep going. And a lot of people say, like I said, man, yo, man, you be going at it. Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do. I don't want to stop. I want to keep going and just keep going. I don't need a break. For what? I have my schedule so where I don't overwork myself. So where, 11:30 podcasts come out, or it's a day that I'm not doing my thing, I'm laid back and I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. You feel me? Or I'm on the phone with babe, or I'm watching a nice movie or wrestling. You feel me like that? So, man, I love it. I love it. Just comfortable, Yeah. Like I said, baby, we gonna play some Connect Four. I already picked my color out. Come on. Let's see who the dominant winner of Connect Four. Who's the reigning champion?
How many rounds we going?
I mean, whatever. We could do the best of three. We could do the best of three. Yes, we could go 3 rounds. Let's go.
That's fine.
Come on, you wanna go first? Let's make sure.
You ready?
Let's make sure none of our. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, let's get at it. We're gonna get it. Come on.
Oh, it looks like I wasn't going nowhere.
All right, there you go. She thinks she's smart. Let's go. She thinks she's smart. Yes. What's up, babe? Come on. Okay. All right. I see you. Okay. Yeah. She ain't about to outsmart me. We ain't about to rock like that. Yeah. Let's get babe. Babe, you gotta look at it real quick. Make sure Trying to make sure I ain't cheating or nothing like that. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. I wish it would. For a second, I thought I was mad. I thought I put it in the wrong. What you want in the wrong hole? You don't want to put it in the wrong hole.
Have you ever put it in the wrong?
I mean, hey, you put it in the wrong hole to be like, hold on, wait a minute, wrong hole. Wrong hole, wrong hole. Dum 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 dum. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Come on, yeah. I'm gonna do like they do Giannis. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, all right. Babe smart. Babe smart. She, babe smart. Who you gonna go next at, babe?
I don't even know.
You ain't even gotta tell me though.
This boy looks like stupid.
No, it look good. Let's get it. Come on. Where you gonna go next? That's a nice choice. Nice choice. Nice choice. Nice choice. Y'all think she got it? Y'all think she got it?
When you start talking anyway. Oh my God. Get on my nerves. I can't stand you. How you gonna do that? Oh hell no. Not today. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, she won. Oh, shit now. See? Look.
There you go. I told you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because when I started out the podcast, I, of course, wanted to talk about wrestling. I always was like, yo, I'm going to start out this podcast and I'm definitely going to talk about what I love, and which is wrestling. And, as time went on and stuff like that, people would say, yeah, I like it. I like it. It's just, I don't watch wrestling. I don't, and wrestling only relates to certain people. And people who watch wrestling is only in the community. People who don't, they don't know about it. They just, you feel me? I heard one of my buddies who I podcast with, was like, I think when Nikki Cross changed the whole gimmick up and she was a superhero, his daughter walked in and saw him watching it and was like, what? You feel me? It's like at times I get a burst too, because man, it just, you love it, but you be like, what the hell is this though, man? But yeah, like I said, I wanted to talk about wrestling, but it didn't resonate with everybody. But so I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going, get my 2 cents and interview people and talk about, certain topics and, have that be the main show and stuff like that. And then I'm going to come up with a wrestling podcast. Yes, that's smart. A wrestling podcast. And man, a lot of people love that dynamic that I have, the main show and sort of an extension to the main show, which is, the wrestling podcast. I'm a big fan of wrestling, always been, and man, I just try to, share my thoughts, my opinions with others who love wrestling. Because I know, like I said, man, when my buddy, was around, man, that's all we would do. Talk wrestling. Who this, who better, who deserve this, da-da-da-da-da. Who number one, XYZ. So I was like, yo, man, if I can do this, and, I got the, podcasting for some time. I was, like 6 months, 5 months in at the time that I found out about Anchor. So I was like, all right, this is cool. And bam, I went for the wrestling joint and turned the 11:30 podcast and just into a show where I can get my opinion on this, or I can talk about this subject or this matter or something like that. But as time went on, as you want to interview people, you want to have a guest, that's what it's all about. You want to grow and continue growing. And I was like, all right, I'm growing, stuff like that. I'm getting in these podcast groups, connecting with people. Subscribers are going up and stuff like that. All right, back. Cool. And it was like, once Babe said, yo, I just tried out with the computer and Zoom. I ain't know nothing about no damn Zoom, man. What the hell is Zoom? Like, I'm pretty sure people who created Zoom, maybe like 7 years ago or whatever, they living their life now. But man, I got on the jump, Brad, and I just went crazy with it, man. Like, just went crazy with it. My fiance bought me the ring light and everything, man. I just went nuts with it, man. Like, once you start getting feedback and, you get positive vibes, man, of what you doing and people hitting you up and messaging you and telling you this and telling you that and just so many and just, like, I get a random person just be like, yo, man, I really love your content. That's all I wanted to say, man. And just, yo, man, like, hey, man, that's dope. That's really, really dope, man. And like I always say, I just want to continue to be a representation for people, in a wheelchair. Like I had, guys on the podcast with Luke and Chris, and and just said, yo, man, we got to do it. We got to do it, bro. We got to do it.
I come to you this evening on this exciting episode, you guys. We gon' get it in. Ain't that right, babe? We gon' get it in. What you say? What you say? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sound good, don't it? What song is that? Would it start off like that, baby? What song is that, baby? Which one is that? It's in Love and Basketball too. Like, yeah, when they about to have sex, they're like, you're not sure.
So, I got the hang of Zoom, and I did my first interview. My first interview with Zoom was through my wrestling podcast. My guy Sam, who has autism, and he has a podcast where he talks about wrestling and just a bunch of stuff, man. And it was awesome to really, have him on. And once I posted that, the views went straight up. It was like, oh shucks, Dre got a guest, and then that's where it all started, where I had Chris, with my man conversing with Chris and Misa on, man. And man, it was on from there.
I hope I got that right. Sir, perfect. All right. It's from El Paso, Texas. Welcome, man. Chris, man, what's going on? How's everything?
How's it going, man? Thanks for letting me be a part of this podcast. Shout out to you. Shout out to all your listeners out there. Coming to you live from the 915, El Paso, Texas. I'm excited to be here, man. Let's get into it.
All right, man. Hey, 4th of July was yesterday.
Yesterday, a few hours ago.
On from there, every now and then I ride solo, and that's crazy because some people be like, yo, man, I love, especially baby, like, yo, I love when you ride solo. Solo was cool, and but having guests, man, is really awesome. From Georgia, Florida, New York, Philly, North Dakota, West Coast.
And everybody in Jacksonville is it kind of has a crab in a barrel mentality. So if you don't have goals, it's very easy to get stuck in Jacksonville. So
Okay.
we ain't got time.
I feel you on that though. But we're gonna move on. You guys here on the podcast once again, Helen. Thank you.
Texas, Maryland, it's different people, man. It's awesome, man, because I wouldn't have never got this opportunity, to do this if it wasn't, babe seeing highly in me, because, man, 3, 4, 5 years ago, man, man. So, I did that. Every guest don't be hitting. But that's cool though. You know, you gotta learn when the type of field you in. Every show, every week ain't gonna be the week. You feel me? So you just gotta keep pushing forward and keep moving forward. This might not be the episode. You'll be like, this guest was like, you feel me? Or what the hell was this guest? Or what? You feel me? Or it might be a guest that made you feel like, man, you feel me? And then sometimes it be the talks before, in the middle, and after the podcast that be everything, man. Especially afterwards where a guest be like, yo, man, this was awesome. This was great, you know, and everything, man. So, like I said, man, once I started having guests, it was on from there, man. From Chris to Aretha to everybody. I had my mother-in-law on, man. I had April and Sade on. From, you know, just everybody. From my man Rocco on in DC, man. Just A Millie, man. So, like I said, man, the podcast thing just been going way up, and you know, just turned around to a whole nother level, man. And I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, and I thank God each and every day that He allowed me to do it. For real, I say my special prayer and just keep it going and let this show be blessed. No, I don't get tired of editing. A lot of people like, man, you don't get tired, man. The editing part is the fun part. You sit back and you get the, you know, because I don't necessarily like watching myself because, you know, like, you know, I got eczema, and you know, my skin could be, I have sensitive skin, so I have a bump right here or bump right, so I'm like, man, I don't want to look at myself. So like, but yo, man, like, it'd be fun, you know, seeing, you know, the other side of it, just watching it and everything. So man, I'm blessed. That's what I can say. I'm blessed, and I want to continue to doing what I'm doing and continue to inspire someone out there who may want to share their story and their journey. You know, at the beginning, I told you, man, one half of my life was over and another half is just beginning, because that's how I feel, you know. And, you know, the beginning was just, yo, man, I had to grow up. You know, I had to grow up. I guess I had to turn 30. I had to turn 30 to, you know, get on the other side of life, to appreciate more, to want more, to be motivated by life, you know, because life is very, very short, man, and you can be gone tomorrow. You feel me? You could talk to him 5 minutes ago and it could be totally, you know, that could be it. So like I said, man, I want to continue to go at it, go after it. You feel me? And cause like I said, I want to buy my mom a house. I want to have a house so me and my fiance, we could be in there. I want a big house. She be like, I don't want a big house. I be like, why not? Like, I want a nice big house. I want some dogs. I'm definitely gonna get me a dog. By the end of this year, I'm gonna get me a dog. I want a dog. For real. Not no little chihuahua. I want a nice little dog. And you feel me? Just like, you know, like live comfortable and just do what I love to do, man, and just continuing putting that word out there, continuing putting the 1130 podcast out there, man, and just everything, man, because yo, for real, like this is where it's at. Like I said, each and every day, man, you know, I felt like it was just the same. And you know, when you waking up and just, man, whoo, all right, what's, you know, what the day got in store for you, just go after it. Keep going after it. Just keep going after it, man. Keep going after it, man. And throughout this whole documentary, it was a blessing, you know, to see everybody, to share the documentary, to react to it, to post it. You know, it's awesome. You know, I want to thank my family, my mom, my sisters. I love them. All of them, my brothers, Delonte, Isaac, Tish, Antoinette, my mom. Shout out to Mr. James. You know, all my, you know, I love everybody, man. Shout out to my mama-in-law, my father-in-law, Dave, Cheryl, April, Sade. I appreciate you, baby. You know it. You already know, baby. You already know, for real. You probably cooking up something right now. But man, like, you know, it's just, it's awesome. You know, you just gotta keep them people in your circle that's going to inspire you, motivate you, that's going to be there for you, man, throughout all of it, throughout all. We all have our days, man. We all have our days, but we gotta learn how to brush that off and say, you know what? I'm gonna get up, and this gonna be the day, and I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm gonna do, for real. You got big dreams, man. Really, really big dreams, man. Like I wanna have my own. I wanna do my movie. You feel me? I have a movie. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a movie. You know, I said to my mother when I get the documentary, when I did the documentary, when I started, you know, in pre-production, she was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see it. If I don't be able to see it, I want to make sure it come on Lifetime one day." I was like, Lifetime, yeah, man. They love it Lifetime, don't they? But yeah, so. Yes, and also you're going to see the movie also because I want to have a big movie and big dreams, man, for real. Big dreams and just got to keep going after it, man. Just, you got to believe in it. You got to believe in it. You got to want it. You got to want it. If you see it, walk by faith, man. Walk by faith. Oh, man. This been so awesome. So awesome. For real. So awesome. Thank you to everybody for all the support that ever reached out to me to say anything about the 1130 podcast or just asked about my well-being or just saying what's up, man, because like I said, life is short. I thank everybody who watched this documentary, that supported the documentary, who reached out to me and say, "Yo, man, when you was talking about your father figure, man, like, yo, when you was talking about this, man, yo, like, you know, it was real cool. You know, I'm over Bay House and stuff, and Shadi, April, and Cheryl, we all at the table, and they said, and they just break out. I don't remember what was going on. We was eating, and they just said, we don't want to leave Dre and Brittany alone. They're gonna start kissing, you know, like we watched the episode like shit like that, man. Like I ain't had to say nothing. We was just sitting there chilling, and you know, so I appreciate stuff like that and everything, and you know, all the feedback. So all the feedback. Make sure you tell everybody about the 1130 podcast. Share it, like it, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff, man. I'm out of here. Yo, man. For real. This ain't over, man. This ain't over. I guarantee you that.
I'm going to give you two things that can change your life. It's two scriptures that changed my entire life. It's very simple. The cool thing about what I'm finna tell you is anybody can do it. This is what I'm finna tell you. See, I'm not finna talk to you about no education because I ain't got one. I flunked out of school. I had a severe stuttering problem. I couldn't talk outside my house. I ain't do well in school ever. I ended up flunking out of school. I'm on my third marriage. I lost everything I've owned twice. I've been homeless and lived in a car for 3 years. I'm finna tell you what I know. This ain't no fancy rich boy answer, no theories, no. You ain't got to buy no program to do this. You ain't got to go sign up. I'm telling you right now, what I'm finna tell you, if you apply it right now, can change your existence. Because everybody I know want to be happy. Everybody I know want to be successful. If you don't want them two things, there's something wrong with you anyway. So now here, there is a scripture that I'm going to give you. It's a very small scripture. It's very short. I don't even know where it is in the Bible. Somebody probably know it if I say it, but I'm going to give it to you. This scripture changed my life. You have not because you ask not. You have any idea how major those words are for you? You have not because you ask not. It's such a simple scripture. But it's in your Bible. It ain't just in rich people's Bible. It's in the same copy you got. You have not because you ask not. This is the truest statement you'll hear me say today. Because it's true. Most people don't have the life of their dreams because you don't ask God for the life of your dreams. You've been trying to figure it out and handle it yourself. Well, how that's working out for you. You know how hard that is to do, man? Because I did it. I did it for 30-some years. I tried to figure it out myself. Man, the simple scripture says, you have not because you ask not. If you up your ask, he automatically ups his give. You his child. God created you. He made you. You ain't just here by no accident. You ain't here because of your mama and daddy. Where your mom and daddy come from? Somebody started this whole thing. God created you. He gave you these little simple things you can do. You have not because you ask not. Second reason people don't have what they want, and to be through it. They don't have it written down. This is a very, very important piece to success. It's a principle of success. Every wealthy person knows this. I don't know nobody wealthy don't have a vision board. I don't know nobody wealthy don't have their stuff written on a piece of paper. I don't know nobody. I know a lot of people doing good. We have discussed it at great lengths. They showed me some of their vision boards that why I had to go back and change mine. I went, whoa, whoa, whoa. But you gotta have a vision board that's gotta be written down. You know why? Because that's a scripture too. Habakkuk 2 and 2. Go, I know where this one is. Habakkuk 2 and 2. Go home and read that one. It says, write the vision and make it plain so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry, that means take a long time, wait for it. For surely it will come at an appointed time. I'm telling you, y'all, this is how this works. You have not cause you ask not, and write the vision and make it plain. You do them two things starting today. Write your list, read it every morning, every night. 1 year, check it out, you'll be stunned. I dare you to try that. Watch and see what God do. God keep all his promises. I'm just telling you, thank you.
Sure do. Sure do.